Hey, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, and in this video I want to take some time to very quickly round up all the most important information that came out of DC FanDome this weekend. If you guys caught it live, then you may have seen some of the new trailers for both the games and the movies. In fact, if you did, what is your favourite thing? Drop it down below, both from the movie and the game front, because honestly, I can't wait to see more from Black Adam stuff. Admittedly, I'm a bit of a Rock fanboy, but that aside, that's going to be super cool. However, we're a gaming channel, I'm here to talk about games, and of course that means I want to talk about Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad. So I'm going to round up everything we currently have on both these titles for those of you guys that might have missed it. So if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think of these games from what you've seen so far. Yes, they are a little bit further away, but still, give me your initial impressions down below. And of course, if you're excited for these, make sure you stick around because we'll be covering them as and when we learn more about these games. So let's start with Gotham Knights, because honestly, there's a lot more information around this one because this one is slated for 2021, so not so long to wait. Gotham Knights, of course, is an open world RPG set, surprise, surprise, in Gotham City. You play as one of the 4 members of the Batman family: Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin. The beginning of the trailer basically alludes to the fact that Batman is dead. Now, honestly, if you've played in these kind of games before, you've seen these things before, chances are he's not actually dead. There's probably some kind of plot twist, much like how in Marvel's Avengers they're trying to say that Captain America is dead. It's clearly not going to happen, but hey, you know what? Maybe it does. Point is, you play as one of the 4 members of the Bat family, and the game allows for both solo play or 2-player co-op. Admittedly, I kind of wish it was 4-player, just because the way they kind of announced the game, the way they revealed these 4 characters, I basically thought they were setting up for 4-player co-op, but it seems just 2-player instead, which I guess could work in that respect. Maybe they want to try and make the co-op experience slightly tighter, focus slightly more on maybe the duo abilities and whatnot, but either way, that is how you can play the game. It's a cross-generation game coming to PlayStation and Xbox platforms, so of course that means PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, as well as PC in 2021. So, what about the story? Where did that start? Well, a new expansive criminal underworld has swept the streets of Gotham City. Batman is dead, supposedly, and has left the responsibility of protecting the city up to the remaining members of the Batman family. It's up to Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood to bring hope to Gotham's citizens, discipline to its cops, and fear to its criminals. Utilizing the Belfry as their base of operations, players must solve mysteries that connect the darkest chapters of the city's history, as well as defeating notorious villains in epic confrontations. It's heavily hinted that the Court of Owls will be the main antagonists of Gotham Knights, having been hinted way back beforehand, as well as of course making an appearance at the end of the announcement. So what about the gameplay front? How is this game going to play? Well, each member of the Bat family has their own unique fighting style, as well as a plethora of gadgets to aid them in combat. You can utilize the iconic Bat Cycle in order to travel around Gotham quickly, and there are multiple ways to approach encounters. You could opt to stick to the shadows and take down bad guys silently, much like you may have kind of experienced if you've played some of the Arkham games before, or you can just jump straight headlong into battle and just brawl it out. There is a level system in game in which you gain XP for defeating enemies in order to level up, and while we haven't seen any more information on this other than the actual UI in game, it can be assumed that this maybe will allow you to unlock abilities similar to the previous Arkham games. It hasn't necessarily been stated this is going to be like a loot game, much like say Marvel's Avengers, but you know, the XP angle could definitely lean more towards something we're more familiar with based on the previous games in the series. Enemies are said to scale to your level, not only from a stats perspective, but also in the attacks and tactics they use to try and take you down, so as you grow more powerful, so too do your enemies. Gotham is split into 5 distinct boroughs for you to explore. The game seems to have an emphasis on verticality, as we see each of the characters scaling buildings via the use of grappling hooks, parkour, and short-range teleportation via the Justice League Watchtower. Now, there was of course a slightly more in-depth developer walkthrough, which I'll drop a link to in the description box down below if you guys want to get a more extensive look at the gameplay, but I will say, you know, combat-wise, it looks really cool. I know a lot of people were kind of expecting a Batman game. In fact, it's kind of funny that there were 2 big Batman-related games, neither of which that have Batman in, announced during DC FanDome, but I will say this does look really cool. You know, some of the ways you can approach the encounters, the fact that you have all these different characters to play as, honestly, the fact that I can play as Red Hood is going to be really cool, and the fact that it has co-op is definitely going to be a fun take on this game. So while it might not necessarily be in the direction that everybody expected, I am definitely interested to sort of see how this one plays out. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you like this idea? Would you have just preferred a traditional Batman game? I do kind of get the feeling that we've had kind of enough Batman games, so I'm definitely keen to see where this new direction goes. Anyway, with that being said, let's turn our attention to the other game, which was Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Top level, what is this? Well, this is a brand new game by Rocksteady. This is the one that Rocksteady have been working on. I will say, kind of funny that we've been waiting 5 years to hear what Rocksteady are working on, and they then announce a game with a CG trailer and say, hey, it's not actually coming out until 2022. So there's quite a big wait for this one, but Rocksteady have delivered in the past. They have made some fantastic games, some of the best Batman games we've ever had, so I am still definitely happy to wait. I just kind of wish we got to see some gameplay. That being said, of course, Rocksteady, studio behind the Arkham games, it's confirmed that this is also going to be an open world co-op game set in Metropolis. And this one, however, can be played either solo, with AI companions, or in up to 4-player co-op. So that in itself is pretty good. And as mentioned, it's slated for a 2022 release. The story for this one is that you play, of course, as the Suicide Squad, taking control of either Harley Quinn, King Shark, my guy, Deadshot, and Captain Boomerang. In the teaser we were shown, it depicted the group taking on what seemed to be minions of Brainiac under orders of Amanda Waller, and things then take a turn for the worse when Superman shows up, and instead of being the paragon of humanity that he usually is, he instead burns a pilot that he's just saved with his laser vision, revealing his evil intent, hence the title behind the game. Rocksteady have confirmed that this game is a continuation of the Arkham games, meaning that we will see a continuation of that universe that Rocksteady has already created. So, I'm going to say, it's definitely interesting to sort of see a slightly different take on this. You typically assume Superman, of course, always taking that heroic stance. Yes, I know, of course, there are plenty of times when he's gone dark and whatnot, so I'm definitely interested to see how this plays out. This is going to be incredibly exciting. But again, another co-op game, you're not being forced to play co-op. You can play it solo, and I know some people maybe just wanted like a single-player narrative style experience, but again, this lends itself quite nicely to co-op. Having those 4 different characters, having the ability to like mess around with your friends and again explore the Arkham universe. The fact that it expands on the existing universe is again going to be interesting to see. I'm sure there'll be plenty of links, plenty of Easter eggs, things like that. But for the time being, that's kind of all we have, because for Suicide Squad, it was purely a CG trailer. They kind of set the feel for it, gave us kind of an idea as to, how those characters may play together, but beyond that point, we don't really have anything to go. It's fair to say that, of course, with a release date of 2022, we are looking at a next generation title, so I'd imagine maybe sometime next year we may get our first look at gameplay. So for this one, even if you are excited, you might as well just put it on the shelf. So for the time being, that is it. That's a quick rundown on everything we got so far on both Gotham Knights and also Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Again, let me know what you guys think of all of these in the comments down below. Let me know if you guys are excited for any of them in particular. And of course, be sure to keep it locked if you do want to find out more, because as and when more information surfaces, we will be covering both of these games. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, you can join the Arekkz Gaming Discord. We've got an awesome community over there with so many different channels for you to chat loads of different topics and different games. I'm in there, the team's in there. If you guys want to chat with us, find people to play with, it's just in general a great place to be. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads.